It's the morning edition of the Weather Xtreme video. I'm James Spann. This is for Tuesday, the 10th of April. The headline, obviously, later this week, the frost potential around here at daybreak Thursday. Yeah, we warned you about this for weeks. I hope you didn't plant early like a lot of people did. Let's take a look at some of the Skycam shots around the network this morning at the insane hour of 5 a.m. Who would be awake at this time of the day? There's Tuscaloosa. That's from the Tuscaloosa County Courthouse looking down over Lurleen B. Wallace Boulevard. It's clear and pleasant. That's a Coleman Skycam overlooking US 278. And way down south, there's the Gulf Shore Skycam. Things are calm on the Alabama Gulf Coast as the sun is about to come up down there. There's the water vapor satellite view. And yeah, you can see that big high amplitude pattern developing. Ridge in the west, trough in the east, and by golly, here comes that cold air. Look at those cold numbers up north this morning. Readings in the teens up in parts of North Dakota. And that colder air will be flooding the eastern third of the nation over the next 48 hours. And look at all of the freeze warnings and freeze watches, frost watches up. Got frost watch down into Tennessee. And the National Weather Service will be issuing a frost advisory for about the northern half of Alabama for Thursday morning as we get closer to that. Of course, we'll talk more in detail about that as we go along. All the severe weather stays west for a while. This is the convective outlook today. A couple of slight risks well to the west. Got one over North Louisiana, one over West Texas and the Panhandle. Day 2, standard slight risk over West Texas. Day 3, which is Thursday, pretty much the same area. West Texas, West Oklahoma, up into parts of Kansas, and then on Friday and Saturday, day 4 and day 5, that'll be a spotter's delight, a chaser's delight, with severe weather across the breadbasket. And they're going to be active out there all week while we stay very quiet. In fact, look at the rain for the next 5 days. This is suggesting not a drop here. This is valid through Saturday evening at 7 o'clock. The big numbers out across the Plain States. And understand, there might be a speck or two on radar later today with this cold front coming in, but prospects of significant rain look pretty small for a while. So let's take a look at the OZGFS, Global Forecast System, valid at 1 o'clock this afternoon. This is at 500 millibars, about 18,000 feet off the ground. There's the high amplitude pattern with the western ridge and the eastern trough, and down below that, be a nice day today. We'll say upper 70s, maybe around 80, partly sunny. And we note, you can see that little band of showers trying to form on that cold front north of us. And again, we could easily see a shower or storm on radar later today. The better chance over the Tennessee Valley of extreme north Alabama. And they should kind of fizzle out as they drop south, but we'll kind of keep an eye on that. And we might insert that just an outside chance of a shower late today. But tomorrow, yeah, buddy, here comes that trough over the east. Very high amplitude, trough digging down into California, ridge over the nation's heartland, and the eastern trough. And down below that, it will be a much cooler day tomorrow. We won't get out of the 60s tomorrow with a cool north breeze. And Thursday, that's when we'll have the frost threat. The NAM is forecasting 37. The GFS is at 39. They skew toward climatology. I think everybody will be somewhere between 32 and 39. The better chance of a freeze will be over the coldest valleys of northeast Alabama. You know, the suspect places like Valley Head and Black Creek. But most folks are going to see frost. And again, the Weather Service has indicated that they're going to be putting up a frost advisory. So if you plant it early, you'll have to cover them up and protect your plants. Tender vegetation tomorrow night. But it's only a one-night issue. Friday, we start to warm up. Now, Friday morning's going to be pretty chilly. We'll be down in the low 40s. And again, for some of those colder valleys in northeast Alabama, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw a little frost early Friday. Just something to think about. But again, Friday will be in the mid-70s as thickness values come up. And Saturday, as we start the weekend, a warm day. We'll be up there close to 80. We'll call it partly sunny. Nice breeze out of the south. Storminess stays to the west. Sunday, got the ridge over the southeastern states. It's a battleground there. The ridge over the southeast, the upper low over New Mexico and Colorado. And again, we might mention the chance of a shower Sunday afternoon as we moisten up, but the ridge should keep most of the day dry. And again, the big storm should stay west of here. Monday, the ridge holds, really. Again, I guess we'll mention some risk of, scattered showers, very warm, low 80s, low to mid 80s. The main storminess is to the west. But on Tuesday, the ridge begins to break down, the trough begins to move east, and by golly, that looks a little stormy for us. Now, this is midday Tuesday, and this would suggest maybe some strong to severe storms in here by Tuesday night or maybe Wednesday of next week. But many other runs have been much more benign than this, so well, we got plenty of time to watch this. This is just a tad over a week out. We'll check the end of the forecast on that. And by the way, I should mention, after that passes, if this look is correct, it's going to turn pretty chilly again toward the end of next week. Now, frost is very unlikely here after April 15th. But again, some of those colder valleys up there, again, toward the end of next week, might have another touch of frost. But again, that's voodoo right now. We'll keep an eye on that. All right, this is the 25th, the end of the forecast. Pretty deep trough over the nation's midsection. Looks kind of stormy there just west of the state, which is what you expect this time of the year. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so today. And don't forget to watch us on the web or on television, ABC 3340 at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.
The first thing you've got to understand, you cannot rely on an outdoor siren. You cannot hear those inside a home, a building, a church. It won't work. You've got to get something inside your house. That's a weather radio or maybe a smartphone app. We work with a company that's developed a wonderful weather radio app for Android phones and iPhones. It knows where you are, and if you're in a tornado warning polygon, you get the warning. And if you're not, you don't. It's an effective device, and it's a great way to be sure you get the warning.